I've been watching the progression of gender identity issues for a while, and I haven't said anything about it in videos because it's such a sensitive issue. It's like as soon as you bring it up, everyone loses their fucking mind, and it's like you can't talk about it rationally because it's such a charged topic. There's so much emotion around it. And you know what? How about this? It's not good, it's not bad. Let's just see it for what it is. Let's just look at the common sense. Just ground the point and look at it practically. Look at what is involved on a practical level, on a tangible level, on a physical level. What is the real effects that comes from this whole issue? Because, I mean, that's what it's become. It's a huge issue. Anyone who talks about it is now part of the issue. And the people who are going through these internal struggles feel like they have an issue. And it's all just like, it's just one big problem. And no one can just talk about it in a calm, orderly fashion. So what is the primary, let's call it, topic within it is that the concept of male, female, masculine, feminine has become defined in very specific ways throughout the years. And with every generation and within every culture, these definitions change. They evolved and adapt and kind of get updated with people changing how we see the world. So one of my, let's say, concerns at the moment is that gender identity is being presented as an issue, and it is being spoken about, especially, now this is the part that concerns me, especially with children, where children are being given the space to question their gender. And you know what? I see this in very much the same way as body dysmorphic disorder, where people feel like certain parts of their body do not represent the true nature of who they are. And this can actually also link into things like makeup, fashion, how we express ourselves in the world around us. Because there's a difference between expression and something representing a definition of who you are, the way that you see yourself. So now this gender identity thing has become a self-definition issue. And we're asking children to define themselves as either male or female or neither or something else, without necessarily fully understanding really what life is about, what is masculinity, what is femininity. And within all of this, our definitions of these words, of masculine, of feminine, are completely warped. Most of us have pretty charged definitions of the words and have issues with masculinity or femininity, and with expressing one or both of those things, because our society has conditioned us to such a degree to judge certain things about each other and about ourselves. And it's bad to be feminine because you're weak, or it's bad to be masculine because you're strong and overbearing and dominating. But those are our definitions, how we've lived those words, but that's not the truth of what those words mean. We're the ones who've made certain aspects of these words good or bad, desirable and undesirable, when the truth of it is that each word can be expressed in a way that honors the essence of that word rather than our warped definitions of the word, so that strength, instead of being linked to either masculinity or femininity, and femininity or masculinity being linked to strength, strength can simply be that understanding of this is who I am, and this is how I stand, and living courage in the face of challenges, and deciding to keep standing no matter what happens. Maybe that's a bit more of a maybe that's a definition that honors the word strength more than it being linked to feeling weak and powerless as the polar opposite, because that's what tends to happen. Is we judge a word because we in some way feel like we are lacking that word according to our judgment of it anyway. So back to my original point of children are in a developmental stage. I didn't know who the hell I was, what I wanted, where I was going. I didn't know anything about anything up until I was like 25. But kids are now being put in a position of making life-altering and body-altering decisions without really having the, let's call it the life experience to understand the full implications of those decisions. So it's not even whether it's a good or a bad thing to do these things. It's more, does each person who's going through that decision-making process of how they are defining themselves according to what body they have, what is actually going on within that decision-making process? Are they doing it because they want attention? Are they doing it because they judge themselves? Are they doing it because they have a warped self-definition that's based on the current societal, cultural norms? Because we have this belief that our bodies represent somehow who we are, and that we should be able to reflect on the outside who we are on the inside. And I think that's one of the most twisted beliefs that we have in our society. Because how many people now are going through emotional crises because they judge their appearance, because their appearance for some reason within their minds doesn't match with how they feel they should look. And this ties into the whole beauty industry. It's like how we define attraction, or beauty, how we define a masculine appearance or a feminine appearance, and how each of us judges that in our own personal capacities. I mean, this is such a... Nothing of this issue is actually about the issue. It has nothing to do with gender. It's all about who we are and how we see ourselves and how we judge ourselves, and the things that we apparently want from life. And so many people end up, after they've made these life-altering decisions, realizing 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, that they're still the same person. It didn't change who they are. It didn't make them feel any better about themselves, because they're still the same. Changing our bodies, changing how we look, putting on makeup, putting on clothes doesn't change the insecurities we have about ourselves. It can mask them for a little while, but they're still there. And trying to alter our physical appearance isn't going to make that go away. That's an issue of self-relationship. That's a point where we have to love and honor ourselves for what we look like, and to let go of the judgments we have of ourselves, and to stop comparing ourselves to everyone else, and to stop living by the standards of the beauty industry. And I'm going to stop talking now, because I could literally just go on forever. So I know I've brought up a lot of different points, but if you have any particular questions, or if you have any particular views on this, then let me know. Either do a video yourself, post a comment, send me a direct message. If you have one particular aspect you'd like me to do a video on, let me know. And I will do my best to give you that. So thank you very much for watching, and you're going to see me next time.